All right, welcome back to another Cardinals Conversations. Today we have the Pirates series recap, and we're going to look a little bit into the Royals series. So I'm not going to talk about opening day because I kind of did in my own individual episode for that. So looking at the game 2 box score, Carlson goes 1 for 5, Goalie goes 1 for 4 with a walk. O'Neill goes 0 for 3 with a walk. Arenado goes 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. I'm pretty sure he had three doubles that game. So that was a huge game for him. Dickerson goes 1 for 4 with an RBI, his first hit and his first RBI as a Cardinal. DeYoung goes 1 for 3 with an opposite field home run. Yachty goes 1 for 4. Bader goes 0 for 3, and Edmund goes 1 for 3 with a walk. Michaelis, I never know how to say that, but Michaelis, he had a very, very, very rough outing. He goes 3.2 innings pitched. He gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, and 2 earned. On paper, doesn't sound too bad. He did give us a winning effort, and I'll give him that. But, everything just looked off. You could tell he just didn't have it that day. It was, he gave up 6 hits. They were all pretty, dumpy little hits, Nobody really got a hold of him, but it was still a pretty rough outing. And then the bullpen did a great job of coming in and shutting it down for 6.1 innings. So it gives me optimism about my bullpen, but it scares me a little bit about Miles just because, he's our number 2 starter. He's one of our guys. I guess moving forward, he'll be our number 3 starter, but still, that's a pivotal role in a rotation, and we need him to be a guy this year just because Cardinals pitching, that's the Cardinals' identity. So we're going to need him to pick it up. But, overall, pretty good game. Nolan is just so hot right now. Oh, my gosh. Nolan is playing so well. Great day by the offense, and I'm very excited about the bullpen being able to just come in and shut it down and pick up Michaelis's slack. For the game 3 box score, Carlson goes 2 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Goalie goes 1 for 4. O'Neill goes 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Nolan goes 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer. Dickerson 0 for 4. DeYoung 0 for 4. Bader 1 for 4. Yachty 0 for 4. Edmund 1 for 2 with a walk. Game 3, Matz struggled. It was a very, very tough game for Steven Matz. 3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 earned runs. I don't really know anything about pitching mechanics, but a lot of the pitching people on Instagram and on MLB Network that I follow and watch were all saying that his mechanics looked out of whack, and something about opening up on the fastball and then staying closed and tipping the slider a little bit, and that might have been what led to Chavis's grand slam because, to be fair, Mash just served one right up to Chavis. Middle, hanging slider, and not going to lie, Chavis's swing looked really smooth on that, so it was definitely a hanger that he just put on the platter for Chavis. Bullpen did pretty decent, 7 innings pitched, 2 runs, and we weren't really using our guys in the bullpen, just kind of, no really reason to stretch out our guys in a game like that. Tough game all around. Offense, we scored 4 runs, but and Carlson had himself a nice game. Nolan had himself a nice game. But it was a very tough game to watch. After the 8th inning, I just turned it off. I didn't even want to watch the rest of the game. So, yeah, it was going to be a 4-game set, but it got game 4 got delayed due to inclement weather. I believe they rescheduled it to July 14th. And so that's really all I wanted to talk about for that series. Pretty good overall. We just really need Matz to step it up because, we only got him and Dickerson this offseason. We were banking on our guys, and we just thought we only needed those 2 additions, especially losing KK. If we think we're making an upgrade in Matz, because he did have a good season last season, we're going to need him to step it up. I'm not saying that he is an upgrade over KK, but I'm just saying that front office is going to expect more from him, and us as fans, especially seeing what he did last year. We're going to expect more out of him. So hopefully it was just a bad game one. Maybe he can look at some video on his mechanics and put in some work. He has a long time until his next appearance. So hopefully he can get all of that under control, because that is just not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it for a team like this who is looking to make some noise in the playoffs. And it's going to be tough for us to get into the playoffs because the Brewers are real, the Cubs are real, and so we're really going to need some more out of our 3-4 starter. So looking forward to the next series against the Royals, it is a 2-game set. Dakota Hudson has game 1, and Wayno has game 2. It'll be the first time we get to see Hudson pitch this year, so that'll be interesting. He's always pretty solid for us. And obviously Wayno, the game 2 is actually going to be Wayno versus Greinke, so that'll actually be really fun to watch. A couple veterans who can still do it are going to get after it, so I'm really excited to see that. I assumed Hicks would pitch game 2 just because that's where his spot naturally falls in the rotation, but for some reason his first start of the season is getting pushed back to April 16th. I don't really know why, but I haven't seen an explanation. All I know is that his next start is against the Brewers in that series. But Wayno and Hudson are going to pitch great. So that's all I know. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover today. Not too much to cover. Not too much happened. Just, just recapping the series and looking ahead to the Royal series. We're still a good team. That game 3's kind of got me a little messed up. And even game 2 with the way Miles looked, both starting pitchers in game 2 and 3 were pretty discouraging. And as a Cardinals team that we pride ourselves on being able to pitch against anybody, it's pretty tough seeing our middle of the rotation guys come out like that. So hopefully they can figure it out, or we can just figure something else out in our rotation. We do have Flaherty come back. Hopefully Hicks is able to become a good starter for us, and hopefully Hudson is able to have a good year for us. Something else I actually did want to cover is Hicks. So last episode I said he needs to find the balance between stretching it out as a starter and his usual 105-mile-an-hour fastball, just letting it eat every single pitch. And he does need to find that balance, and he does need to let it stretch out a little bit. But something I kind of realized after I recorded that is we do need him to stretch it out, but at the same time, he's such a young pitcher, he can't lose his identity. And that's something I am a little bit scared of, because that's the thing about Hicks. Jordan Hicks's ceiling is an absolute ace starting pitcher. He can just sit at an easy 98, 99 for a whole game. Great slider. That's his ceiling for us. And the thing is, the reason that he shouldn't lose who he is as a pitcher is because no matter how bad he is at starting pitcher, the bullpen will always be there. Jordan Hicks's floor is a fire-breathing dragon out of the bullpen. That's what he is at his worst. So there's no reason for him to go out there and lose his identity. He'll have to keep it a little bit tame, but when the situation calls for it, he still needs to be able to let it eat. And so I really hope he's able to find the balance between becoming a starter but not losing who he is as a baseball player. So yeah, but we won't get to see that until April the 16th during that Brewer series. But I am really excited for this Royal series. We have our trusty guys on the bump, Wayno and Hudson. Those guys have proven that we can trust them, and hopefully Nolan stays hot. Right now, Goldie, something that nobody's really talked about. Everyone keeps talking about how Nolan is so hot, and he is right now. But Goldschmidt, if you just look at his games, I've watched all 3 games, and maybe I'm not remembering, but I don't remember a bad swing out of Goldschmidt. He has a lot of walks between these games as well, and he's just seeing the ball so good right now. And we've always known that Goldschmidt has a great eye, But I mean, I feel like this season he's just kind of taking it to another level, like with his plate discipline. So I'm really excited to see where that takes him, especially against a Zach Greinke, because Greinke, he doesn't have the velocity anymore. You know, he's more of a full you, throw it where I need to type of guy. But I mean, if Goldie's seeing it, I mean he'll be able to easily hit Greinke. So I'm really excited to see that. I should have looked at his numbers versus Greinke, but I didn't do that. But I'll just cover that in the Royals series recap, which will be my next episode. And I will see y'all in 2 days, I believe.